Hello and welcome to a look ahead at the week through Vedic astrology for the week beginning the 11th of March 2016, taking you all the way up to and through the 17th of March. The big news this week that we're in between eclipses. Eclipses can bring a lot of confusion, but equally they can bring a lot of powerful transformation. And that 2-week period of time in between eclipses is an exceptionally wonderful time for personal transformation. And obviously this time that is no exception. But let's talk about the things that we need to look at in order to deal with that. First of all, there's a sense of confusion. Why? Well, we're right on the tail end of a solar eclipse. And when the sun is eclipsed, the sun relates to Atman, or our soul. You can look at that as Dharma too. So basically we're eclipsed from what it is that we should actually be doing. We don't know our soul really on a certain level. We don't know what it is that we need to do, what steps we need to take to make things happen. And that can make for a lot of confusion. But if you add to that equation the fact that there is a deepening connection, a conjunction going on between Mars, which is all about action, fast, furious, impulsive action and passion, and Saturn, which is about staying the course, taking time, being practical about the path ahead, and really taking a deep and disciplined, focused look at things. Well, those two energies don't work well with each other unless they can find a balance. It can be possible for that to happen because Mars is actually in Anuradha Nakshatra, which is ruled by Saturn. So Mars has to heed the advice of Saturn somewhat. What is it that Saturn is trying to teach Mars? Well, it's about having the right relationship to something. What is that something? It's about those passions of Mars. It's about that impulsiveness of Mars. It's about the fact that Mars is like a Kshatriya. It's a warrior. So it's wanting to conquer problems, right? Well, Saturn's going, you know what? You need to be a little slower with this. You need to take your time. And you need to just kind of stay the course and be a little bit patient. Well, I should say eventually this week Saturn's doing that, because Saturn itself is in Jyeshta Nakshatra. And basically, Jyeshta Nakshatra is lorded over by Mercury. And we're dealing with a Mercury this week that is not very well supported at the beginning of the week. Things get better as the week progresses after the 14th. But initially in the week, there's still this tendency to want to be firm, be solid, rise to the occasion, conquer the situation as per Mars, because, well, one is feeling the fire underneath one. Because I should mention at the beginning of the week, we have Mercury in Purva Bhadrapada. And at the start of the week, that Purva Bhadrapada energy as per Mercury is getting very analytical, and it's firing it up because Purva Bhadrapada elevates everything that it comes into contact with. So the mind's running at like, hundreds of miles an hour, looking at all these different things. And that's telling Saturn that, well, I need to do something. And I need to do something now. And I'm feeling this frustration. One part of me is feeling like I need to act, and the other part of me is putting the brakes on, and I just really feel like I'm not getting anywhere. But sometimes that's a good thing. Sometimes it's a good thing that you're not getting anywhere. Because sometimes if you were to go too far, or go too fast, or go too far too fast, well, you'd end up in not the best of positions, right? Now, here's where Jupiter comes into the equation. We've got Jupiter in Uttara Phalguni Nakshatra. Jupiter can be looked at as the advisor in spiritual affairs. And Uttara Phalguni energy likes to be confident. When it's serving a cause, as Uttara Phalguni energy wants to serve a cause, it wants to be confident. Right? That's the way it feels it can serve its cause the best. Well, Jupiter's going to want to wait. He's going to want to wait until that information is in place. What he's going to do over the course of the week is he's going to take the input that he's being fed. And he's going to make minor adjustments, minor adaptations to the plan until later on in the week when things are much clearer, then action can be taken. Mixed into the equation with all of this, we've got Mercury and Venus close to the sun. When Mercury and Venus are close to the sun, well, they kind of get burned by the rays of the sun. Mercury gives us our power of differentiation. We need to be able to differentiate things so we can have the proper amount of judgment. Venus, just like Jupiter is the advisor in spiritual affairs, Venus is the advisor in worldly affairs, right? Well, Mercury is in Purva Bhadrapada Nakshatra. That's Jupiter's nakshatra. And because of this energy, like I said before, Mercury is getting filled with the fire of, mental ideas all over the course of the week, but he doesn't quite know what to do with it. He doesn't quite know how to take this information and put it together. Venus, on the other hand, is in confusing Shatabishak energy, right? Shatabishak nakshatra has the tendency to take an individual or take a situation, make it really cloudy, make it very hazy so that you don't know what's happening. And it's almost like you're going on this magical mystery tour, and it being taken, off into the woods and led away by the fairies, and you don't have a clue as to where it's going because everything just gets progressively more and more confusing, right? But equally with that, Venus is forming a connection with Mars over the course of the week. And Mars is in Anuradha Nakshatra, and there's some interesting information that's there. Shatabishak Nakshatra is connected to Varuna. He's kind of like the Vedic equivalent of Neptune, only a little bit more, right? One of his purposes is that he clouds things over in the night, right? They can later be revealed. He clouds things over so that they can be revealed later, right? Anuradha Nakshatra, on the other hand, is connected with Mitra. Mitra's job is to uncover things in the day that have been clouded over during the night. So through having the right relationship to your situation, through taking a close look, the confusion begins to clear. When is that going to happen? That's going to happen when Mercury is better supported. Towards the end of the week, between, I would say, the 14th and the 17th, things will get a little bit better. So whatever it is you're feeling at the moment, that fire, that fury, that passion, even though you might want to act, even though you might feel like you have to act right now, just take your time, go slow, let things become clearer. They are going to become clearer over the course of the next several days, right? You don't need to rush, even though you might feel like you do need to rush. What you're feeling is the intensity of an eclipse portal, right? And it's deepening. Next week, we're going to talk about the lunar eclipse on the 24th. But for this week, it's all about that passion, a stirring passion, and how you, as an individual, can have the right relationship to it. Just a word about my astrological services page. If you'd like to schedule something with me, please visit the link below. I would love to schedule something in with you. Until next week, my friends, please do take the very best care of yourself. Bye now.